In the eyes of a warrior, all challenges are good challenges, and all difficulties are welcome like old friends. A warrior understands that challenges exist in order to challenge him, and that without challenges, there is no possibility of personal growth. On this basis, a warrior feels grateful to the universe for presenting these challenges. On the contrary, an ordinary man, in the face of obstacles, always feels the universe has a personal vendetta against him. He complains and sulks at how he is being treated unfairly by the gods of heaven. An ordinary man is close-minded towards challenges and therefore loses his flexibility. He runs away at the first sight of his enemy and therefore loses the opportunity to show his mettle. For the ordinary man, all struggles are struggles between life and death. He cannot stomach the idea of him getting pummeled, humiliated in front of the rest of the mankind. He has his respectability to uphold, his bank account to preserve, his family to protect, and therefore he already loses even before stepping onto the battlefield. Meanwhile, a warrior is thrilled at the prospect of new challenges, and therefore keeps an open mind towards it. He might be defeated on his first day of battle, but he consistently shows up every single day at the door of his enemy, eager for more beatings. The attitude between an ordinary man and a warrior is vast. The warrior embraces the struggles as he loves the feeling of pain, strengthening his resolve. He keeps looking for new avenues to push himself to the limits. Staying in the comfort zone is the same as slowly dying to him. The warrior lives like a nomad. When the time for battle arrives, he loses his attachment to all material things, so that his mind is unburdened and free to fight. The warrior is fully aware that there's nothing more powerful than a fighter who's got nothing to lose. It is a shame that most ordinary men still live in the physical world. His desires and aspirations are of the material world, and he knows nothing beyond it. I say a pity because all physical things are never meant to last, and people fight so hard throughout their lifetimes just so they can cling onto it. These things quickly vanish, just like their physical body. On the other hand, a warrior has the clarity of mind and wisdom to see through the impermanence of all things, and therefore fights for something that lasts, something in the mold of spirits. Now, what does a spiritual warrior see that ordinary man cannot? A warrior fights for the perfection of his spirit. His work becomes a medium where he can practice his intent and will. The nature of his work does not matter at all. Only the amount of energy and spirit he puts into the work matters. As far as the spirit is concerned, a warrior may engage in woodcutting or butchery and is able to achieve enlightenment through it. Through his work, a warrior strives to achieve stillness and wisdom that no ordinary man ever dares to imagine. A warrior might enjoy all the fruits of his work wholeheartedly, but never loses himself in it. These rewards are not a surprise to him, because he understands the law of the universe. What he gives to the universe gives back. The reverse is the case for an ordinary man. He never truly understands this law of the universe and goes on working without putting in the real work. Now, there is a big difference between real work and effort. People think putting in lots of effort equals lots of work. But in actuality, effort implies resistance, and much unnecessary energy is wasted in overcoming such resistance without getting much work done. The goal is to get much work done with minimal output of energy. And in order to do this, the path of least resistance needs to be directly perceived and then followed with complete ease. A warrior is an expert in the path of least resistance. He is schooled in the teachings of a river, which flows according to its structure, shape, and texture. If the river flows downstream, it flows downstream. It never attempts the futile, such as flowing upstream against the river's natural flow. This is the kind of absurdity that an ordinary man often attempts to do. In whatever work he is doing, a warrior relaxes his mind and penetrates the work with the eyes of simplicity and innocence. He does not take one step too many, and yet just enough to finish the work. The speed in which he does the work is one he is most comfortable with. He knows his nature and respects it. The warrior loses any ideals of how any kind of work should be done, and therefore is open to new ideas. He is respectful of what the past masters had done before him, and yet remains keen to add his own twist to the work. To a warrior, blindly replicating what had been done before is a violation of his own intelligence and creativity. To replicate the old is a huge temptation to the warrior, because it is often the easiest path. But at the same time, a warrior is constantly reminded of the workings of the universe, which favor variation and multiplicity. Therefore, he intends to honor his own muses at all costs, no matter what kind of ridicule he might receive from others. To him, the ridicule from others is just an opinion that should not be regarded as of high importance. The only opinion that counts is his own, because it is ultimately one that he must live with for the rest of his life. The warrior's work is purely made of heart. He loves the work so much, he is willing to die for it. If he is not willing to risk his life for the work, he prefers to do nothing at all. Thank you for watching.